What? Orion Pax 를 너지? Woohoo! Yup, I got Mr. Orion Pax for the man. Oh yeah, so I got Mr. Orion Pax from Transformers 1, 20 steps. He's got his buzzsaw, Luna's barking in the back. Oh, Transformers Studio Series Deluxe class. And yeah, this is the one that I said that I wanted to get, but instead I got the Optimus Prime. But here's the Orion Pax version, so I'm excited. Let's get into the opening. You thought I was done? Nope. I'm also gonna do a double opening. I got Mr. Studio Series b-127 Bumblebee, or Badassatron. And he's also a Studio Series Deluxe class, but with 18 steps, he comes with his gun and his little energon sword, and yep, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Elita 1 go on a mission to save Cybertron. Orion Pax works in the energon mine with his best friend D16. This is true. I do want to get D16 or Megatron, but yeah, he is not on sale, and I did not find him, so I will eventually get him. And there we go. Bumblebee and Orion Pax Udu. And yeah, pretty good aim. These figures pose very, very well, and out of the box, Bumblebee kind of comes disassembled, and he has a lot of parts to assemble, but it's kind of funny. Funny thing about Mr. Orion Pax is that he doesn't actually normally have that big of a backpack, but then you add that big old saw onto him, and then he has the biggest backpack in the world. He's also got this little map finder on him. His eyes are very translucent, and you can see through the eyes right now that they're actually lit up because of the sun. It's pretty cool. They have backlit eyes. So there's like a bunch of translucent plastic going through there, like mirrors. And then Bumblebee, as he falls over, his head sculpt is pretty nice. It's not the same as Orion Pax, but he's super depressed and sad for some reason, and nobody really knows why. Especially for Bumblebee, he's not supposed to be a sad guy, and especially in the movie, he was like very upgoing and ready to just battle and be that Mr. Funny Key Peel guy. So yeah, Mr. Bumblebee was voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, and he's a funny dude, but he has the most sad head sculpt, unfortunately. Them looking together, they are pretty fuego, I can't lie. And let's get into some articulation builds up. Actually, before articulation, we're gonna start with storage. And for storage, we have nothing for that besides his arm. His cannons here can be turned into smokestacks. They can also be held in his hand. His saw can obviously be held in his hand and on his back, obviously. Alright, for Bumblebee's weapon storage, he has this big old blaster. Can fit in his hand. And it can also, it doesn't say, but it can also fit on his arm here, if you want. Or in his butt. Across his butt here, into that little peg. And his little arm blasters, they have this little peg here. They can each peg into one of these. And that's about it for weapon storage. Let's get into articulation. Alright, so Mr. Optimus Prime can actually cover up his eyes in the back. Make him blink if you want him because he's got that little translucent plastic, like I said. But, alright, let's get on to Bumblebee's articulation here. Starting with Bumblebee, we have his head is on a ball joint, full 360, can move up and down. He has a ball joint on his shoulder. He can do a full 360. His arms, his biceps have a swivel. His hands cannot move at all. Legs can move back that much, forward that much, and out that much as well. They're all on a ball joint here, and his knee is on a swivel and a hinge. You can also kick this out if you wanted. His ankles have a tilt inwards. That's it for articulation for Bumblebee. Moving on to Orion Pax, he has pretty much the same exact configuration and posability as Bumblebee. He has that same ball joint here on the head, full 360. He can move up a little bit more and down a little bit more. His shoulders are on a ball joint and can go out on a swivel there. Biceps can move up, down, cannot move out very much. They're on a swivel. And his hands can actually move inwards for transformation plus the saw. He has this kibble that's actually a little bit fixed on this one, but not at all, because you kick that way and it falls off, and you do anything and it falls off, and you fart in your pants and it falls off. It's pretty much how the other Optimus Prime felt. And yeah, he can move backwards pretty far for transformation. Almost do a... Nope, he can do a full splits, alright? His ankles also move inwards like that. Knees on a bend and rotation, just like Bumblebee. And that's it for posability and articulation. Alright, let's transform both these fools. Alright, I'm going to start with Bumblebee, because he is my favorite, and I like the Bumblebee, and he will probably be easier to get over with. One for Bumblebee, rotate his head 180 degrees like so. To his arms, and lift up his bicep pieces, then proceed to push in his hands. Once you're done, they should look like so. Step is to come to his back, untab his backpack, and unveil this little bit here part, but you're gonna 180 and you're gonna want to keep this open for this part, and just push open his chest, and then you can push down this piece, and then they will align there. So it actually does say on the instructions that it wants this little piece to be turned down, so you kind of have to finagle it when it's down here, and then you can push this all up, and then you can align it all, and there you go. Next step is to come to the feet, point them downwards. So I want to flip these panels downwards inside the feet. We come to the back of the legs and unpeg these little bits and flip them 100% 180. And they get pegged into the legs there. Next, you're going to do with any other transformer is to click their legs together. And you're going to come to the legs here and match the legs up with this waist here. Once you have the figure bent over like that, you can then take the waist and bend it in on this hinge, making the figure look like that. Almost done with Bumblebee's transformation. This is the final step, and we just put these arms and hands into these pegs there. And once you have everything aligned, you should have a smooth looking Cybertron vehicle like so. Mr. Bumblebee all curved up and folded in There is the most robot parts visible on a non-robot mode on this vehicle. I'm not going to lie. Alright, so the weapons can actually store on the vehicle. Like I said on the arm before, it can store on either side of there. And these little pieces can either go on the same spot as the robot mode, or you can have them back here in the back for some backward support, like so. Honestly, I think I like this more than having it on one side in the back, but having it in the back actually makes sense for blasters. Also, having it in the back does cover up the fact that it makes his feet stand out so much, so it does help out a little. Moving on to transformation for Orion Pax. Next step is to straight up push his head into his body. Next, we're going to take his body and unpeg it from his middle section here. Be looking like this. Step is to unpeg these little pegs here. Mine were extremely tight out of the box. You can even see a little bit of paint scraping there on his tab. You can get that front grill out of there. Axle. Yep, we're gonna flip this little panel over his head. Yep, we're gonna come to Optimus Prime, and inside here there's this tiny little flap that you have to flip down for his arms. And you're gonna pull that out. Arms, we're gonna start swiveling them until his wheels are shown. And then we're gonna get it in this specific configuration. I'm not even kidding you when I say this, but this step took me probably about 15 minutes just to get the arms into their correct pegs there, but yeah, it's impossible to do that. It's pretty hard. I'm trying to show you where even the pegs go, but I kind of don't even know where they go either. They just kind of line up with the rails here. And yeah, it took me forever to get those lined up. Next and final steps, we're going to take the torso and swing it all the way around and bending it every which way to make sure that it can fold up into here. Next, you're going to unplug his little pelvis piece and push it upwards. Worst piece ever, by the way, because it unplugs every single time. Some little pegs for the leg to get into. I'm going to take the feet, push them down, and then plug in the legs together, and that will be it. And there you go, Mr. Chunktimus Prime, all rolled out. And yep, these are, at least Bumblebee doesn't look like he's completely just a robot folded into a car, but I mean, this is just Optimus if he was cosplaying Optimus Prime. But this is obviously Orion Pax. And, yeah. He's pretty bare bones. At least he doesn't have at least he has a cover over his head. You can't see his head. You have some pretty good coverage there, but rolling, he doesn't roll the best. Weapon storage, you can put this in the back of his truck like that. Putting on his saw actually does make it seem like he has like a little bit of a trailer almost, and covers up a little bit of his ugliness from just having a bare bones looking vehicle mode. I think this about concludes my review though on Optimus Prime and b-127 Bumblebee. Once again, if you sneeze during the video, bless your face. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.